I'm going to tell you about three important persons and how the stories that they've told and the way that they've lived their life had a major impact on me. My great uncle Rufus, steady and disciplined. Mr. Wilfred Coggins taught me how to write the Book of Hardaway. And my frat brother Al, who embodied, reach for the stars, and you never know where you'll land. Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, today I'm giving my fifth speech titled Stories That Have Impacted My Life. My great uncle Rufus, his father, Eves Fairley, left Camden, Alabama one day. He saw something that really bothered him. So to protect his life, he left and he went to Okmulgee, Oklahoma. He sent for his wife. His wife came. There, my uncle Rufus was born. His mother died, and he got his name from the missionaries. They lived there for a period of time until his father felt California would be a better place. And so he left and came to California, brought his family here, and his family lived here in California. And one day he sent my uncle Rufus to live with his aunt in Berkeley because he felt that would be a better life for him. Now, my uncle Rufus, when he always talked about the situation, he's always told me, two cousins married two sisters, and those women pushed those men to do the very best that they could do for their families. And when Rufus always talked about it, I could see how he had great admiration for his father and for his mother, and for them to take the risk to do the best that they could for his family. The other thing Rufus told me about his life was that Rufus, he went to Cal Berkeley, and he was drafted into World War II. He went to Germany, he came back, and he struggled. He couldn't find a job, and he couldn't use his GI Bill. So one day, he blew up at a bank because they would not hire him. So he walked outside, and somebody from that bank came outside and spoke to him, and they gave him a job. He was now a driver for someone at that bank. So one of the places he used to take this person to a lot was Pebble Beach. He couldn't stay there, but he liked Pebble Beach, and he told me, if you ever get a chance to go to Pebble Beach, drive the 17-mile drive. And I have, and it was remarkable. The money he made from that job was enough to bring him to Southern California to start his life. Wilfred Coggins. My mother divorced my father when I was 14, and my mother felt that we both needed therapy. So she took me and my brother to Kaiser Permanente Watts Counseling Learning Center, and there we met Mr. Coggins. He provided therapy, he provided work, and he provided tutoring for me and my brother. And when I graduated high school, he's the one that talked me into going to college for one semester. They helped me fill out the application, and I got accepted. Meanwhile, my grandmother one day was at the center, and she spoke to Maxine Waters. She said, "My grandson wants to be a fireman." Maxine told my grandmother to send my brother around the corner to the fire station to speak to Mr. Roy Harvey. My brother went, and my brother eventually became a fireman. Now, again, I got accepted to Long Beach State, but I had no car. Mr. Coggins said, "You don't need a car. Catch the bus." 3 buses, 2-hour bus ride, both ways, but I went to school. I didn't have financial aid. Howard, you don't need financial aid. Get a job, or you work for me. And when this is not enough, you get a full-time job. And then lastly, I had no clothes. Howard, you don't need clothes. In fact, when I was your age, I didn't have many clothes either, and I joined the Army, as crazy as that may sound, just to have clothes. So I went to school, and that one semester was okay. When I came back, Mr. Coggins said, "Well, how was it?" And I said, "It was all right," but I had no clue what college should be like. I had no friends that went to college. So Mr. Coggins said, "Why don't you join a fraternity?" And I did. And those friends have been in my life for 40 years. And then finally, Mr. Coggins said to me, Howard, your life is a book, and you're the author. You're going to write that book good or poorly, but you're going to write it. So you write the best story you can for your life. Third story, my frat brother, Al Smith. I joined my fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi, as a second semester freshman. I joined, that year ended, and I went to the graduation. And I saw these people graduate. One of the persons I saw walk across the stage was Albert Smith. I'm 18 years old, and it was so inspiring. This guy looked like me, someone from a similar background as me. Watching him go across that stage, it was just powerful. So I paid attention to Al, and I kept in touch with Al. Al graduated, he started working, he's been very successful all his life, and so I had an epiphany of what I wanted to do for my life.
Right.
In fact, I took the same major as him, and I moved into the same field as him just because, again, he was a friend, a remarkable person, and just a wonderful epiphany I had for my life. And in fact, I missed a meeting a week ago because I was spending time with him in Plano, Texas. Great person, got to spend time with him and his wife, and he's my friend. I just like spending time and talking to him and enjoying the time with him, and to this day, he's still inspiring to me. I've told you about three very important persons in my life, and how their stories have impacted my life. And what I want to leave you with, and what I want you to remember, is that as we go through our life, as we struggle, as we give these speeches, as we talk to people, that our lives and the things we say have meaning. I come to here to learn how to speak, to get better at speaking, because I feel that if I get better here, it translates to every part of my life. So I hope that my experience here helps me to speak to other people, and I hope it helps me to be clear of what I'm trying to do with my life. Madam Toastmaster.